Hello, hello. Okay, what's up and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a what I spent in a month and basically reviewing all of the expenses that I had in January 2020, which is super exciting that we're 1 month down of this year. With this year, we're 1 month. We're done with 1 month of this year, or whatever. So basically I'm going to be going over some of my expenses and compare it to what my budget was for this month. This was the first month that I really took budgeting seriously. I was trying to save as much money as possible and being really mindful of my spending and shopping and eating out and stuff like that. So just for background, I work full-time in Charlotte, North Carolina with one of the big banks in the US. I'm currently in New Jersey because I just didn't go back to Charlotte after the holidays since we're working from home right now. And I will be here until some future date that I don't even know yet. So I've been saving some money on groceries and eating out and other expenses that I would normally have, like social activities with my coworkers. But in other ways I'm spending more money by paying for gas and other things that just cost more money around here. So I'm gonna be going through some of my expenses for this month. I feel like I did a really good job trying to stick to my budget. There were a few things that I overspent on, which is fine. That just means that for next month I need to kind of allocate my money differently, and there are other things I didn't spend any money on and I expected to. So overall I ended up spending pretty much the right amount of money, which is really good and I'm really happy about it. And yeah, let's just get right into it. I'm gonna start with my fixed expenses. So I obviously pay rent in Charlotte because I live there. And for rent, I allocated $1,250, knowing that it kind of fluctuates every month depending on how much I spend on water and other things there. So I didn't know exactly how much it would be, so I always round it up. And I ended up spending $1,241.36 on rent. So I saved $8.64, which is great. My next fixed expense is my subscriptions. I have one to HBO Max, which I knew would cost $14.99, and I spent exactly $14.99 on it. And then my next one is Adobe Creative Cloud, which is basically my editing software. It's where I have Photoshop and Premiere Pro and other different creative apps like that. And I allocated $32 and it ended up costing $31.98. So I had a remaining 2 cents, which was nice. And then I always put some money into savings right away, so I expected to put about $340 into savings. And this month, because I worked a little bit of overtime and I take out a percentage of my income, I was able to put in $356. So that was about $16 more, which I mean isn't a ton, but savings is helpful. Any little bit helps when it comes to savings. And the last thing is utilities. This is also something that comes out of my account once a month, and it comes out on the 1st, and I spent $56.33. I had $80 allocated, which means I saved $23.67. That just means that we didn't use it in the apartment, which is really great. So going on to some of my variable expenses, I have a bunch of different categories. I'll read out the categories for you. So I had utilities, groceries, eating out, gifts, social activities, vacations, travel, beauty, clothes, home, education, and miscellaneous. So I have a bunch of different categories that I expect to spend some money in, and I'll go over what I allocated in all of those different categories a little bit later in this video. But starting with some of my expenses, on January 1st, I went to Goodwill and I spent $17.97, and that was under the clothes category. And then that same day, I went to Barnes & Noble and I bought one book for $19.18, and this was actually under the gifts category because I ended up gifting this book after I had read some of it. And then on that same day, I have an Etsy shop, and every now and then it needs to kind of renew my listings. So on the 1st of the month, I was charged $1.60 for Etsy, and I put that under the miscellaneous category because I didn't know where else to put it. Moving on to the 2nd, so it was actually my sister's birthday, so I went to Party Fair and I got some candles and other things that we needed to celebrate her birthday, and that cost $9.56. I put that under the gifts category. On the 5th, I went out to eat at Wawa and I spent $4.67. And then on the 6th, I went to Wendy's and I spent $7.22, so that also counted as eating out. Then on January 8th, I went to Costco with my mom and I was really hungry, so I counted this as eating out also because I didn't actually need to buy food. I could have just waited till I got home, but I was hungry. I got something at the little cafeteria there for $3.19. That same day, we went to 99 Ranch Market, which is basically like an Asian grocery store. And I got myself some things, and I counted this as groceries for $32.45. Then on the 9th, this was the day that we were celebrating Josh's birthday, so I spent quite a bit more than I normally do on this one day. We went out to eat after church for lunch, and I paid for Josh, and I spent $56.14. And then that same day, we went to Barnes & Noble, and I decided to buy myself a new Bible because I found one that I really liked, and I counted this as miscellaneous, and it was $10.65. And then that same day, I got kind of thirsty while we were at the Barnes & Noble, and I went to the Starbucks that was there. I count this as eating out because I didn't really need to buy anything. If I actually think about it, I didn't need anything. And I also got Josh a cold brew because he was feeling kind of tired. So I spent $10.65 there as well. And then that night, we went out to dinner for Josh's birthday to celebrate. I counted this as social activities because I didn't really know what else to call it, considering I wouldn't have gone out to dinner if it wasn't his birthday. So we went to Bahama Breeze and I spent $36.75. And then on the 12th, I decided to push back my flight to Charlotte. I put this under the travel category because it's technically traveling, even though I would be going back to my apartment. And that was $25.20 just as like the fee to reschedule my flight. And then on the 16th, I went to 7-Eleven, and I count this as miscellaneous because we got like a few things there, not just like food or whatever. We got like a bunch of different things. And I spent $24.57. And then on the 22nd, I went to Walmart and I needed to get some cosmetic things. Like I needed some new shampoo and I needed some like moisturizer and other things. So I counted that under the beauty category and I spent $17.50. Then that same day we went to Goodwill. I kept this under miscellaneous because I bought 2 books and a shirt, so it wasn't under like one category, so I counted it as miscellaneous. And I spent $7.29 there. Then on the 23rd, me and Josh went out to eat to celebrate him getting a new job, and I decided to treat him to lunch. And we went to this like local sports bar near me, and I spent $42 there. On the 24th, me and my sister are planning a trip to Charlotte just so she could visit for a week and so I can kind of get everything together there, like get all my things in order and bring some things home that I would need because I'll be coming home in March for my birthday and for my licensing exam and for some other things. So we'll be traveling down there for a week, and we booked our flight on the 24th. This counted as travel, and for that ticket I spent $197.70. Then on the 25th, I met up with my friend from my hometown named Shane. I don't know if you guys have met him on my channel, but he's basically my best childhood friend, or my childhood best friend, there you go. And we went out to get some tacos at Tio Taco, and I counted this as eating out, and I spent $51.83. And then once again, on January 30th, me and Josh went to 7-Eleven, and again, I count this as miscellaneous because it's not like really food. I don't like count 7-Eleven, I don't know. And we spent $24.58. So that's pretty much all that I spent. It was pretty much only like 20 line items or something like that. But going through what my budget was and where I overspent and where I underspent and all of that, for utilities, I allocated $80 and I spent $56.33, which meant that I saved $23.67, which is great. On groceries, I allocated $50. I didn't really know what to allocate for this considering I'm at home right now and I don't spend as much on groceries here, but this month I spent $32.45, so that left me with $17.55 to add to my savings. Eating out, this is the category that I actually overspent in. I allocated $100 because I really thought I wouldn't be going out to eat that much, but that ended up not being the case for this month. And I spent $175.70, so that means I was $75.70 over my budget. And then for the gifts category, I allocated $100 because I didn't know how much I would be spending on people's birthdays or for other things, I don't know. And I allocated $100, but I only spent $28.74, which meant that $71.26 can go into my savings. Next, I have the social activities category. Again, I didn't really know how much to put in this category considering I don't really go to a lot of social activities in my hometown compared to in Charlotte, but I still allocated $200 for it, and I only spent $36.75, which left me with $163.25 that I saved. And then for vacations, I allocated $0, I spent $0, and that means I had a remaining budget of $0. Then for travel, this is another one that I kind of overspent on because I didn't know I'd be planning that trip to Charlotte. So I allocated $80 and I ended up spending $222.90. So I went over budget by $142.90. So that's definitely something I need to like look at in the future and make sure that I'm allocating for my trips appropriately. And if I don't have something allocated, maybe I like shouldn't plan it that month. Next is the beauty category. I had $20 allocated in this category and I actually spent $17.50, which meant that I saved $2.50. Next is the clothes category. I allocated $50 to this category and I only spent $17.97, which means that I saved $32.03. For the home category, this would be like home decor and like any renovations, not renovations, but you know, like changes that I want to make to either my apartment or my childhood bedroom. I allocated $100 for this because I didn't know if I would be working on some of the projects I want to do this month, and I ended up spending none of that. And next is the education category. I allocated $0 to this category, knowing that there was already a lot that I was working on, so I didn't want to spend more money or add any more to-dos to my to-do list when it comes to education. So I left that $0, I spent $0, remaining $0. And now for the miscellaneous category, I allocated $200 because a lot of things go under miscellaneous because I haven't categorized a lot of different things that I spend money on. And I allocated $200 to that and I spent $68.69, which left $131.31 to go back into my savings. So total, I allocated $980. I actually spent $657.03, and that left me with $322.97 to put back into my savings or to roll over to my next budget. Either could work. I haven't necessarily decided how I'm going to work with the money that I save when it comes to allocations, but I think for now to put it into my savings can't hurt, so that's kind of what I'm looking into doing. So I definitely, I think, need to watch how I'm eating out. It's not necessarily a bad thing that I'm eating out, considering I can allocate more money to eating out if I know that that's what I do. So maybe next month I'll allocate a little bit more, but try to stay under budget. As for like other categories, I really think that I should give myself more leeway when it comes to other things. For example, social activities, like I allocated $200 to that and only spent like about $36. And if I want to do more things just for fun, I really have the room to do that. That's pretty much what my budget looked like this past month in January and what my spending looked like while I was trying to be more careful with my spending and more like thoughtful of how I was spending my money, knowing that student loans are quickly approaching, and knowing that I will be going back to Charlotte and my expenses will be a little more crunched there, considering I need to pay for groceries and a lot more things down there. I was really trying to save this month and I think I did a pretty good job. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see another one next month to see where I'm at with my budget for February and what I end up spending in February, just leave a like on this video or comment down below so I know that you're interested in this kind of content. Other than that, more finance things are coming up on my channel. I've been doing a really good job of kind of getting my financial life together and getting just I don't know, my adult life together. So if you're into this type of content, finance, adulting, getting my life together, all of that, consider subscribing because I have a lot more content coming your way when it comes to stuff like that. I'm really excited to get back to Charlotte sometime soon and to continue getting my life together here while I'm here. And yeah, just continuing my 9 to 5, continuing to get my budget together and continuing to just live life. So if you guys are interested in that, I hope you will consider subscribing and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any uploads and you know, that whole spiel. So thank you guys for checking out this video and I really hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I will see you next time. Bye.